We're back in the studio. Skechers making its presence known in the studio. All right, AERO SPARK in for testing. Actually, testing is done. This is another Skechers shoe that I've already taken to 50 miles. Let me turn on the scale. I actually don't even know the weight. This is the baby brother to the AERO Burst, which I reviewed last week. All right, scale is on. Let's just see. Gut reaction right now. 9 ounces. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Compared to, all right, here you can see the difference there. All right, so we've got the AERO Burst that we reviewed last week right there on top, and now the AERO Spark, which I like the names. Good creativity there from Skechers. All right, let's dive into it. A 6mm drop from heel to toe, 36 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot, carbon infused. And I say little brother because the stack height for the Spark is, oh boy, well, there's the difference. I think it was 42 in the heel, and this is I do believe for the AERO Burst. I should just probably keep this over here so we can compare them. And actually, let me just grab the durometer while I'm over here. All right, so I'll just get it out of the way right now. If I could only buy one, I would go Burst, only because I'm a higher volume runner. If you're a lower volume runner, let's say 30 to 50 miles a week, I would go Spark. Now, of course, you got to listen to your legs at all times. $130, $150, $130, $150, okay? Amazing price point. I know the whole world is talking about tariffs right now. We're not going to get into that. But at the end of the day, whatever tariffs end up doing to shoe prices, Skechers is keeping their prices at a pretty manageable level. 130, like these days, that is an incredible price point for any daily trainer. And yes, it is carbon infused, meaning there's an H plate inside that midsole, just to give you, and let's do the, interesting. Okay, just to give you a little pep. But I gotta say, I like that it's not overly stiff through that midsole. Like, I'm bending that fairly easily, okay? So that, I felt it out there on the run. The toe off was superb, all right? So, I'm more of a toe striker versus heel striker, and definitely not, maybe a slightly midfoot, but that toe off, maybe it's that H plate inside the midsole. I could feel, like if I wanted to go peppy, I could go peppy. In fact, there's the words on your screen right now. Peppy, nimble. Actually, let's do the twist test, all right? Nimble, slightly plush through that upper, and it is a semi-gusset for that tongue. It is basic, standard, engineered mesh, nothing to write home about, nothing too fancy. Probably not as durable. Actually, I know for sure not as durable as the AERO Burst. I'm already seeing pretty significant, I'm seeing creasing through that midsole. I'm gonna guess 350 to 500 miles out of that midsole before it starts to feel a little meh, okay? And of course, that Goodyear rubber on the outsole. Grippy. Let me think. Did I take it in rain? We have been getting rain in Colorado. Oof, man, just to the touch. That feels very tacky. But I don't think I actually did take it out in the rain, just so you're aware. Not a decoupled groove through that outsole. So if you like a decoupled groove, not really happening there, but it is strategically placed Goodyear rubber on the outsole. I like it. All right, it's got that hyper arc technology through the midfoot. And let's see. I will say I felt more pronounced. I felt a more pronounced arch support. So if you like that feel of arch, I actually usually don't, but if you like that feel of an arch support on the medial side of your foot as you're going through your biomechanics and your foot strike, then I would opt for AERO Burst over AERO Spark, just so you're aware. Is it a buy at $130? 100%. Like, man, okay, can I think of a shoe? Now, it is heavy. 9 ounces is heavy. I'm trying to think. It's not, it's like an ounce or even an ounce and a half too heavy to really feel like you could pick up the paces in a big way for a tempo day. And I guess, how would I use it? It is still kind of in that classic daily trainer, even though it's got that. And that's where it's a little perplexing from Skechers. And, Skechers, let me know your thoughts if your engineers are watching. Why put any carbon in that midsole if it's going to weigh that much? Now, I know it's not crazy heavy, but I believe this guy was 10 ounces. But it just feels like a little bit of overkill. Like, let's reduce the weight of the shoe to 8 or 8.2 before we start, in my size, before we start thinking about putting carbon fiber. And, I think they're like plates these days. Like, I've cut open Skechers in the past, and you can get kind of, we'll just say creative in what a carbon fiber plate is and its reaction, its build quality inside that midsole. I'll just leave it at that. So I just don't know if it's completely necessary. But at the same time, they're not charging $160, $170, $180 for this, okay? And I would never buy it at that price point. $130, it's definitely a buy. I'll do my best to link to it down below in the description. I'm not sure if it's available right now from Running Warehouse at this point. All right, those are my thoughts. Nothing too fancy. Oh, okay, okay. Nice heel counter. Nice. Great job. Just comfy, plush. I'm telling you, this is a great shoe. It's solid. I would opt this guy just because of my volume, but man, I don't know. And it's not going to last forever, but it just is. It was quite enjoyable. And it's muddy because there was some mud out there today when I took it out. Comment of the day. Actually, let's go with question of the day first. I always am asking about running shoes during these running shoe reviews, and so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. What's the strangest food you have eaten on a run to survive the run? And mine, I actually don't really have one. But in my first 100-mile race that I attempted, at the 50-mile mark, a gentleman passed me who was probably 20 years older than me. At the 50-mile mark, Run Rabbit Run 100, he was eating a stick of butter. A stick of butter. I was like, man, where's my stick of butter? I need a stick of butter. I don't know where he got this stick of butter, probably, one of his crew members, and he was just eating it for the fat, for probably the sodium, and the fat. Like, he was eating a stick of butter going down the trail, and that's when I knew, okay, ultra running is an eating contest with a little bit of running mixed in. It's not a running contest. It blew my mind. Anyway, that's my story for it. What is the weirdest or strangest food I've eaten on a run? I really don't have one. I really don't have a great one. Anyway, all right, comment of the day. Here we go. See Chad run. Thank you, Chad, for watching for many, many years. He says, who remembers Seth's baby blue shoes? I've got footage of the baby blues. That was my second running shoe review ever. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I can't even remember at this point. Remember how beautiful the Beacon, New Balance. What happened to the Beacon lineup? Seems that the Skechers AERO Burst is the new daily replacement. Another shoe that I've really enjoyed and is $10 cheaper from Skechers is the AERO SPARK. Fun daily shoe for a great $130 US price point. See Chad run, you understand it. And of course, before I forget, here we go. If you're still watching, 45 for that durometer, 45. All right, we'll toss it to the AERO Burst right there. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.